For a gas, pressure and volume are inversely proportional. If you keep everything else constant, then as the pressure in a gas goes up, its volume goes down. As the volume a gas occupies goes up, its pressure goes down. If you exert pressure in a gas, you can compress it, make it take up less space. Imagine a hard container measures how many times gas particle bangs against the side. The more gas particle bangs against the side, the higher the gas pressure on a container. If you make containers smaller, you compress the gas. The particle of gas would running to the side more often per second, so that means higher pressure. If you keep the amount of gas particle constant, but you make the size of the container bigger, there will be fewer collisions per second with the sides that register as low pressure. Robert Boyle stated the inverse relationship between pressure and volume as a gas law. Boyle's law states that for a given amount of gas at fixed temperature, pressure and volume are inversely proportional.
P is proportional to 1 over V. You can write this as P equals K over V, where P equals to pressure, V equals volume,
and K is proportionality constant.
We can rearrange this equation so that reads PV equals K, or the product of the pressure and volume is constant K. Very often, Boyle's law is used to compare two situations of before and after. In that case, P1 V1 equals K and P2 V2 equals K. So you can write Boyle's law as P1 V1 equals P2 V2. Let's see an example.
A tire with a volume of 11.41 liter reads 44 psi. On the tire gauge, what is the new tire pressure if you compress the tire and its new volume is 10.6 liter? Write out Boyle's law in substituting what we know. This is one of those before and after situations. So rewrite P1 V1 equals P2 V2. 44 psi times 11.41 liters equals P2 times 10.6 liter. Solve for P2. Divide per sides by 10.6 liters. 44 psi times 11.41 liters divided by 10.6 liters equals P2. P2 equals 47.36 psi. There are two significant figures in a measurement 44 psi, so we round their answer to two sigfigs. 47 psi.
Boyle's law relates pressure and volume, but there are other gas law which relates other essential variable with associated gas.
Robert Boyle. If you keep the amount of gas to 1 over V, you can write it. For a gas, pressure and volume are inversely proportional.
Boyle's law relates